second year Morgan student. I'm studying history and politics.
I'm a second year geography at St Peter's College, and I'm studying so.
Hi, I'm Finn. I'm a second year class assistant Balliol, and I'm the Lib Dem candidate.
Well, there's a couple of reasons I'm running. Mainly, I think Labour's going to be part of my life for a couple of years now, and Oxford's been a big part of my life for ages. I mean, my parents lived here first in the 80s, and I've always had a connection even before coming to university. So for me, it was about kicking up that involvement in Oxford and in Labour, and going from just a campaigner and someone that was sort of involved on the periphery to someone that was actually a candidate and getting stuck in a more major way.
So I didn't particularly want to run in the first place, so it was not something on my radar. But when I was asked, I did feel that I had to do my duty in response to what I see as a pretty shambolic way the council is run. I feel that the council dehumanises the homeless and does little to address the injustice in our city. And I feel there's lots of things that can be changed in the way it's run.
I'm running because I want to make a difference. It's all well and good sort of sitting around and talking about political issues, but I think this is a really good opportunity to get out there and actually make a change about all the issues that we can see in Oxford daily.
I've been involved in Oxford student politics for a little while, and when I was campaigning during the general election last year, it sort of put into perspective, the connections we made, that I quite enjoyed campaigning, that I enjoyed local Labour issues, and I thought they were important to campaign about as much as the national stuff. And being a student, Oxford students are a huge part of Oxford life, but aren't necessarily represented in Oxford city institutions. And so I think having students running, rather than just voting or campaigning, gives us a bit more of a voice in local politics, gives us a bit more of a voice on the council, and hopefully helps a little bit to integrate the town and gown and then sort of bridge that gap.
When I came in to university, I was in my own bubble. I'm from Bath, and I hung out with a lot of rich white people, right? And that has expanded. But I feel that some people, not just in Conservatives, but in Liberals and Labour, are stuck in their respective bubbles. And for me, that has completely popped, and I'm glad it's popped because my life is enriched. But I do feel that people have to get out of their bubbles.
My life will basically just be sort of spent either in the library or out in the streets talking to people. We'll be out pretty much every day. Lots of positive moments in the campaign, very few negative actually. I think probably the best moment was being stopped on Holywell Street by a resident. I hadn't even knocked on their door, they just came up to me and said that she and all of her housemates were all voting for me, and I could rely on them in the coming few weeks, and that was very heartwarming.
Probably the best bit is when you go to a house and they've got a very friendly dog or a lovely cat, but really, when you talk to someone that just hasn't been involved in local politics, it's got an issue that's really important to them and they just feel that they've been left behind. Being able to talk to someone and make a connection and to a certain extent, help them out and reassure them that someone is listening.
I think I have the most likes of any Tory running in Facebook in Oxford, but that's probably not a big feat. I've got into quite a few arguments on the doorstep, which I do like, 'cause I'm quite an argumentative person. Although you do have to cross the line sometimes. So yeah, probably the punch being thrown at me was the highlight.